Hey everybody, back with another Nintendo Power, and this is for Volume 52 for September 1993. See, Super Mario All-Stars is on the front. Lost Levels Havoc, the first time we would get Super Mario Brothers 2 here in the US or the North America. It was rebranded as the Lost Levels. It was packaged with Super Mario All-Stars. This is September 1993 issue of Nintendo Power Volume 52. See on the front, there's the poison mushroom from Lost Levels right up in front. And I didn't really notice that before, but now looking at it after playing Lost Levels, I only played a little bit of it. I noticed that right away. You see September volume 52, US $3.50, Canadian friends $4.50. And you see a Piranha Plant Rock and Roll Racing review right there. So you got Rock and Roll Racing, the follow-up to RPM Racing, Radical Psycho Machine Racing, by Blizzard. Hey Char, how's it going? Welcome. Hope you're having a great Sunday. And pretty good artwork there. Mario running with his not trademark, but his arms to the side, and you got the Piranha Plant and the Poison Mushroom. And here we go, in the inside. Hey, there's only one club that teaches you to jump on the furniture, body, slam your friends, and drive like a maniac. It's the Super Power Club. And you see I ripped those cards out. Don't have them anymore. And here we got the all-new, redesigned NES. The most things change. The Nintendo Entertainment System has evolved, but the huge library of over 700 NES games that exists plays exactly the same way. The design of the new NES is totally cool, especially the new controller. It's so much more comfortable than the rectangular controller. And speaking of comfort, at $49.99, $49.95, the new NES is extremely comfortable to afford. And you see, so this is when the SNES was out, they redesigned the NES to be cheaper, had RF only, and they had the dog bone controller, more of a kidney-shaped kind of controller. But they kind of put the buttons at an angle, which is kind of makes your memory of playing NES kind of weird because they're slanted. I think they maybe could have kept them straight or slanted them the other way because you kind of want to rock your thumb from bottom to right, like the Super Nintendo, bottom to top left. And yeah, no AV out. Very, very top loading. So it's easier to clean and the cartridges work pretty much better. And it was only the price of a game. So $49.95 in 1993 money, that's $70, $80, $90 now? So that's pretty good on $100. And they see a picture of a dinosaur being extinct. Char, I have returned to my territory as I've downloaded Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. So Char, correct me if I'm wrong, but that Char is a character from a Gundam, right? We were discussing this before. I forget what the character of the Gundam was that's your avatar is from. September 1993. Super NES Final Fight 2, Super Mario All-Stars, The 7th Saga. I'd like to try that sometime. Has really good music. Rock and Roll Racing. I'd also like to play that a little bit. Super NES Sports Games, Family Feud. Game Boy Final Fantasy Legend 3, which is one of the Saga games, the third one. Felix the Cat, a fun... Oh, they've been a Game Boy port of... I didn't know they had a Game Boy port, of Felix the Cat. Interesting. Pinball Dreams. See, I thought that was the NES version. NES, you had Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Cartoon Workshop. So that's your NES. You see, NES is kind of thinning out. There's still games coming out for them, but a lot of these games would be more expensive or harder to find because there was, not as many released. Because this is 1993, so not a lot of NES games coming out. Tips from the pros, players forums, Into the Zone, making of Super Empire Strikes Back, video updates now playing in Pack Watch. Here we go. Here is the game player's... the player's pulse. And here we go. Let's read this from Chris Kimikek of Macomb, Michigan. Chris says, I suggest having a... Back in volume 4... Let me just read what these are about first. Back in volume 48, we ask what kinds of products, licensed merchandise you'd like to be able to see with Nintendo characters and other video game characters on them. Apparently this was a very popular topic because we're still getting letters that are answering the question. So these are asking readers, what characters do you want to see on merchandise? And Chris says, I suggest having a video game channel. It would have cartoons and movies on it. It would also have game tips and strategy on the stations. Michael Cooper from Chicago, Illinois says, I'd like to see postage stamps with pictures of all Street Fighter II characters. Maybe someday, if it keeps getting older and the people who played Street Fighter II keep getting older, that might happen. Mike Musclehead Blazik from Enos, Texas says, how about making remote control Super Mario Kart racers with all of the characters in the game? The carts would have a rechargeable 9-volt battery pack and would be very detailed. So there is something like that Mario Kart RC cars now that they released around the Switch era. You can get for like $60 to $50, something like that. William Dorsch of Fresno, California says, I think a perfect idea would be to have Mario Brothers gum. There would be Mario Cinnamon, Luigi Fruit, Yoshi Mint, Princess Bubble Gum, and Bowser Sour. It would be sugar-free and have long-lasting flavor. Okay, I'd eat Mario gum. Eric George of Donegal, Illinois says, I would like to see Ganon from A Link to the Past on tax forms. Okay, sure, why not? Great idea. We'll call the IRS right away. Nice, okay. Char, you say, yes, he's a character from Mobile Suit Gundam. He's the rival of the protagonist from the original 1979 anime. Okay. See, that's okay. See, I'll have to remember that because you told me that before and I forgot. Thank you for explaining it to me. Quattro Bagina. Hello, Zardafron. Quattro Bagina, what does that mean? I'm going to have to ask what that means, or I'll search what that means. And it means... Oh, Char Aznable. Okay. That's his name. Represents Char's Quattro Bagina role. As Hal acts as a mentor leader to the heroes of their missions. What is Char Anzable's real name? Cassavol Rem de Kuhn. He becomes Quattro Bagina. Oh, okay. He becomes. It's like his dual personality. Gotcha. Quattro Bagina, that's my Nick from Zeta. Oh, okay. Man, anime goes hard. Okay. How are you guys? How are you, Zardafron? Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Portrait of a Nintendo fan. Ambrose Bragg, Door, Michigan. You see, you can't really tell because of the camera, but this kid is in a room. He has a Play Choice 10 in his room. This dedicated to a product is truly gross understatement. In this case, scope out the homemade arcade games. Cool. He has a Play Choice 10. It looks like he has like the Mario merchandise, the posters. He has the my friend Brett had that stand, TV stand. Is that the TV stand? It might be the TV stand, the Nintendo branded TV stand. He had the Star Fox shirt. Mario plushies. Interesting. Adequate. Hello, Hugfa. My Friday was good. I relaxed. I did not shop, though. I just sat and did nothing. Nothing at all. It was great. How was your day, Hug? Can't stay for long, unfortunately, but this is an interesting idea for a stream. Yeah, we're on volume 52. I think I started with 13. Char, if you check my channel, I have a playlist with Nintendo Power streams. There's quite a few on there that I do this. I used to just record them and then post them, but now I just do them live for the past few issues. But thanks for stopping in for a bit. It was fun to see you. I didn't specifically have magazines of these. I have Club Nintendo magazines, the ones you see nowadays. Club Nintendo. Is that German? The German magazine? Hello, Ninja. How's it going? It does return. You guys have reminded me that I wanted to do this. I haven't done one since 6 months ago. Hope you're having a fine day, Ninja. It does return. So this kid's room is pretty sick. San Jose Sharks Slapshot. When a winner gets I guess they go on the ice with the San Jose Sharks. It's whatever. It's sports. Do you want to play a difficult game? This is Gail Tilden, Editor-in-Chief. Do you want to play a difficult game? If the answer is yes, then you'll have to check out the Lost Levels. It's one of the 4 games included in Super Mario All-Stars, and it's hard. Also on the new Super NES game pack are enhanced versions of the original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. The Lost Levels was originally released only in Japan and was titled Super Mario Bros. 2. While the Super Mario I can't speak. While the Super Mario Bros. 2 while the Super Mario Bros. 2 that you all know is called Super Mario Bros. USA in Japan. Weird, huh? Anyways, we've known about the Lost Levels for quite some time and have really wanted it to be released in the US so you all could see it. So when do you see it and play it? Be sure to take the World 9 challenge. Getting to World 9 isn't easy, but when you reach it, take a picture of your TV screen and send it in to us. See the review this issue for more details about contest. Gail Tilden, Editor-in-Chief. So she's saying the Lost Levels is very difficult. It's the first time we got it here, so enjoy it. Get to World 9 and take a picture and send it to us. No, they are Spanish magazines, but yeah, they pretty much replaced the Nintendo Power magazine. Did you have... So it was the Spanish equivalent of Nintendo Power. It's very hard to read upside down. It hurts my head, Ninja. Very much so, sometimes. Yeah, it's very difficult to read upside down. Oh, Final Fight 2. I traded in ActRaiser and SimCity for this game. The next fight. Capcom may have realized how strong the Mad Gear gang was when it released the original Final Fight. The fight isn't final, in fact. It's far from being over. Final Fight 2 picks up where the Final Fight left off, but steps up the action with a few notches. Capcom is famous for great gameplay and well-animated characters. You'll get both here. The Mad Gear returns. There's the Mad Gear gang. Hagar. Maki. What's his name? Carlos. This time you go all over the world. Also, man, I'm gonna admit I'm not a big Mario fan, but at the same time, I'm not an expert on playing them and way more skill. You're a Sonic. You're one of those players. Okay, I'm terrible at Sonic. I just run into stuff all the time, and rings are constantly being spit out like soft serve ice cream from a Dairy Queen. It's terrible. I'm a terrible at Sonic. I find them very challenging. So I'm the exact opposite, Char. So here's all your health points, your donuts and such. There's the enemies, Mick, Leon, Bull, Elliot. And that's cool about fighters. You see in this area, you saw their picture when you fought them. They like pop up in with their life bar. They have really funny names, some of them. When will we see part where the magazine roast Sega? I don't know if they will at this time. This is 1993. So that's kind of, I mean, maybe. I don't think in this issue they do, Ninja. Previous issues, they kind of did. I remember. But that's died down quite a bit. So you see, you go to Hong Kong, France, Holland, England, Italy, Japan. It's like a whole world travel. And here we go, the cover sheet, the cover story. Super Mario All-Stars. Ninja, this is volume 52 from September 1993. In case you were wondering, Mario All-Stars is on the front. It's common knowledge that all of the Super Mario All-Stars features souped-up version of Mario Brothers games are fun to play and replay. Wait, I'm reading this backwards. It's common knowledge that all of the Super Mario Brothers games are fun to play and replay over and over. But now you can play them on your Super NES. Nintendo's Super Mario All-Stars features souped-up versions of the original Super Mario Brothers, plus Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, and a new entry in the family, the Lost Levels. 93, gas, we will see Super... You will. I think 94. Isn't Super Metroid 94? Or is it 93? I'll admit running and then soaring into the sky with the cape from Worlds is fun, but it does compare to building on enough speed and holding down to spin real fast. Yeah, completely different kinds of... It's like... That's why I never could get the hang of Sonic. 1, I didn't have a Genesis, and 2, I didn't play it enough. You have to... The Sonic games, above all other platformers, you have to memorize to even be anywhere decent at, I find. So here it is, redesigned Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario USA, and Super Mario Brothers 3, all in one fantastic cartridge. Don't look for any differences in the way that the games play compared to their NES counterparts. They are exactly the same. The big challenge is updated graphics and sound. Super Mario Bros. 3 now features a battle mode where Mario and Luigi can compete for coins in an arena exactly like that of the original Mario Brothers game. It's like you're getting 5 games on a single game pack. As mentioned before, the show stealer is the Lost Levels. It's known as Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan, but it's finally here in North America to challenge the very best players. This was the game packs look like for the Japanese disc system. Big difference. So they're showing the disc system game. Someday maybe I'll do Super Mario All-Stars. Maybe. Well, Luigi isn't a green Mario clone. Oh yeah. Did they change his sprite in this? I don't think they did though, did they? The only one he's different is Super Mario Bros. 2. So it's regular All-Stars. Yes, yeah. It is regular All-Stars. That's just false advertising. Didn't the All-Stars version fix issues of the original? It changed the original's physics to be a little different, where if you hit a block, you you kept your momentum, which kind of throws people off. Some people don't like the physics in this redone version. It's hit or miss if you like it better or not. So I don't know. You could say fix, some people would say not for the original. The Lost Levels, Unexpected, and Expect the Unexpected, World 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and World AD. They did OG Mario World was the last time they used Green Mario. Did they? Okay, they changed the sprite? I didn't know that. Warp-A-Rama. Talking about Warp Worlds. So they're covering some of Lost Levels to get you going. Conquering all the kingdoms. Once again, if you haven't used any warp zones throughout the game, you will now be whisked away to World 9. Most regrettably, you won't have the option of continuing if you happen to run out of lives. While there either is a stock up on mushrooms early, one-ups early, or be extremely careful. If you did use any warp zone, you'll be going to World A from World 8 4. So you got to get through all the World's 8s 1 through 8 without using continues, warp zones, to get to World 9. I didn't know that. So there's the title screens of each game. A true Super Mario Bros. Champion is a person who will switch between and excel at each of the Super Mario Bros. Games because Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3 all play differently. The Lost Levels adds a higher degree of challenge to the series. It can be frustrating to play at times, but ultimately the fun factor and the appeal of the enhanced graphics will prevail for the first time. You can play all of the Super Mario Bros. Games without having to change the game pack. So this is why we never got another mainline Mario game on SNES. We got Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Lemon, hello, you love Nintendo Power. It's so bad. Are you a Wizard fan? I like that movie, Lemon. Finally, something good. We will be playing, the next game I'm going to play is probably going to be Shantae Risky's Revenge. I played through the original Shantae this weekend, and it was okay. It really was annoying to fight enemies in that game. It made traversal of the map pretty bad, but I want to play Risky's Revenge next, so that's what, at the moment, I want to play. Finally, something good. Yoshi's Island doesn't count. It's in name, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario World 2. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. I see you don't. We don't have to argue this. Shantae is mid. Ouch. Jeez. I like the Pirate's Curse a lot, and Half Genie Hero is fine, but I want to play Risky's Revenge and Seven Sirens. I want to play. Yoshi's Island. We're not going to argue this now. Not going to argue. I consider it the sequel. Here we go. Take the Lost Levels World 9 Challenge. Are you a true Mario maniac? Sure. We're giving you a chance to show us what you're made of, and we'll award anyone who can reach World 9 of this poisonous pack with a they call the game poisonous, with a badge of honor. Here's the catch. You can only reach World 9 of the Lost Levels if you play every single torturous level, absolutely no warping. If you try to take a shortcut, you'll skip from World 8 to Bonus World A. Send us a photo of your accomplishment and we'll send you this great iron-on patch. Just pause the game and take a picture of the screen with World 9 clearly displayed in the corner. Get stomping. The deadline is October 31st, 1993. Send name and address and photo to Nintendo Power World 9 Challenge, P.O. Box 97043, Redmond, Washington 98073. And you get a patch. Super Mario Maniac, no warping. There's the patch, I guess you get. Brian, you are not. You deny that Super Mario Bros. 2 in the US is just a cheap reskin and that Mario stole everything from there. Birdo Shy Guy. I consider, it's called, I know what you're saying, but I in my heart there, it's Super Mario Bros. 2 is the one we got. I know what you mean, though. And Mario stole everything from there. Birdo Shy Guy. Mario from you're saying they stole them from Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan, or no, it's Doki Doki Panic. I see what you're saying, yeah. But they'll always be Mario characters to me. Char says Gundam had various NES games, but the one I recommend is based on Zeta, and it's called Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam Hot Scramble. For the Famicom, I take it. Is this real, Brian, or is it more false advertising? I think probably they gave him a patch. They said it, so why would they lie? Nintendo Power wouldn't lie. Brian, when will we see DQ again? Well, unfortunately, Lemon, you won't see a Dragon Quest in Nintendo Power until Dragon Quest 9 in 2009. The series kind of Square over here, or Enix over here, kind of went under. They didn't really sell the get the translations of 5, 6 over here on the Super Nintendo. So we're in the heart of Super Nintendo, and we will not get a Dragon Quest until Dragon Warrior 7. Or actually the Game Boy Color Monsters, and then the re-releases of 1, 2, 3, and then Dragon Quest 7 in 2000. You want DQ? We will not. I'm sorry, Lemon. We won't have one in Nintendo Power until 2009. I'm sorry. We do have 7th Saga. If you want an RPG, you have the 7th Saga. The latest RPG for the Super NES from Enix, there they are, sends adventurers on a quest to find ruins hidden throughout the land of Ticonderoga. It's an epic search that Enix estimates will take players more than 65 hours to complete. Players choose to be one of several king apprentices, each with a unique personality and different set. Yeah, we are still in the Dragon Warrior age, yep. We just got Dragon Warrior 4 last year in 1992, Lemon. Soren is here too. I should say hi. Hello, Soren. By the way, I finished Pokédex. 400 of 400. Hello, man. So you finish, now I can say I finished Pokemon 9. Not when I saw the card. Did you beat Johto or Kanto? Is there post game? Are you making a shot at me? Where are we at? Join abilities, and though they begin the adventure solo, they can invite the other apprentices to join them as they meet up in various locations. Up to 3 games can be saved on the battery backup 12 meg game pack. In Gen 9, there's no post game. Hope for the DLCs. Okay, so you enjoyed it then. That's good. Good to hear. 400 of the Pokemon, huh? According to... Well, this is 7th Saga. I do have this game. We'll get to it eventually before I die, hopefully. You pick one of these main characters and go on a quest. And you meet the other characters throughout the world, too. It's kind of cool. The music in this game is really rocking. Really kicks. You have like a monster radar. Very grindy. There's the world. It's like a pretty smallish world, but that's okay. No tower or house or trees or anything this time. No post game, huh? Before you leave town, go to the item shop and buy as many jewels as you can afford. Traveling with jewels is much safer than traveling with gold. If your defeated enemies take half of your gold, but they don't take jewels. Oh, that's interesting. So okay. Take jewels with you, you can sell them like, okay, neat. That's kind of cool. Just 18 badges in this story. So where's this rank on your Pokemon list, Lemon? Rock and Roll Racing, looking for adventure. A follow-up to RPM Racing. Blizzard made this with some good licensed chiptunes or licensed versions of music in Super Nintendo sound fonts or sound. Bad to the Bone and all those kind of... Oh, excuse me, sorry. Never played much of this, though. Oh, we got a poster. And the poster... Mortal Kombat. Competition Edition. Johnny Cage and Goro there. Coming soon to your Super NES from Acclaim. There's Shang Tsung in the background. And on the back is a map for Rock and Roll Racing. You see I hung this up at one time. It still has the sticky stuff, that Velcro or whatever. Nestor's Adventure. A type for each gym. That's nice. Cool. 18 badges. 18 types. Oh, hey, MK is around. Yeah, getting there. It's really big then. That was $1 million sunglasses, a-hole. Oh, God. Quoting the movie, huh, Ninja? Sports, we can ignore all this. This is all sports games. Family Feud. You guys are familiar with Family Feud. The Ray, what was his name? Ray Combs? The host killed himself, and then another guy took over. I want to say the guy from Running Man, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the guy who played the game show guy there, was one of the hosts at one time. Should do a game show stream sometime with all the game show games. Bubsy, Quick Encode, Cool World, Street Fighter 2. Proceeds to hunt her girl where it hurts them. Oh, and his family jewels. Yep. Street Combat, Sonic Blast Man, Firepower 2000. Character profiles. That's cool. You could, on controller 2, hold L and R, and you can see the character profiles. The Combat Tribes, another beat 'em up. Turrican on Game Boy? I didn't know that was on Game Boy. Adventure Island 2. Did I play through that? Or I played through 3, didn't I? I don't think I played through 2 on stream. Oh, that sucks. Oh, oh, Star Fox comic. I forgot where the story left off. Slippy. Slippy, get back here. Final Fantasy Legend 3 or Saga 3, I think it is. I have these games. I have not played them. That's something I need to stream too, or play. Not necessarily stream, but play. Give Falco the douche voice. He is a douche. That's true. He is. Falco, get back. Slippy, get back here. I like how you remember that I don't like Falco. I think this is the one where you climb a tower. You can have Monster Party members. Pretty intricate game. Felix the Cat. You remember I played this on stream. I didn't know it got... I was surprised. I was this years old when I found out this had a Game Boy port. Hey, remember when I went through Super Ninja Boy? This year? In the summer? There it is right here. How can I earn lots of medals? Shannon Hines explains. Your favorite DQ character is Terry. Very funny, Ninja. Your favorite turtle. Very funny, Ninja. Very funny. Very funny. Battletoads Double Dragon. Maps for the Star... These are pretty cool maps for all Star Fox. They mapped out the whole... Excuse me. Level. That game was painful to watch. Poor frame rate. If frame rate didn't bother me. The game was kind of got monotonous till the end. The frame rate was fine. The game kind of got a little too long for its own good. Lucas LucasArts Sculptured Software JVC Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, the making of a masterpiece. Kalani Stretcher has a view of the Force Moon of Endor from an office at LucasArts Entertainment Company in San Rafael, so it should come as no surprise that he spends much of his time plotting the downfall of the Empire from this room, filled with maps and pictures of the world. He planned and directed the latest Star Wars epic, Super Empire Strikes Back, due to release this fall by JVC. 12 megabits Super NES sequel of last year's super hit Super Star Wars has been the works of 2 years. The project has required thousands of hours of effort from the artists, programmers, and animators, but their vision paid off in what may well be the ultimate action adventure. Bro, Super Empire Strikes Back was a weird game. I haven't played these much. I remember them being difficult. About the spring of 1991, midway through the development of Super Star Wars, had already began planning his next tour de force. He had seen the original project venture into seldom explored by video games, and he wants the next game to take full advantage of the programming wizardry created by code-developed Sculptured Software. They're the ones who did the Mortal Kombat port on Super Nintendo, too. There was never any doubt that the Empire would be his subject, so Kalani began envisioning how he could bring that story to life. He pictured a Mode 7 stage where players fly across a 3D landscape in a snowspeeder, then wrap a cable around the legs of an Imperial walker. He pictured Luke carrying Jedi powers on Dagobah, and Han Solo escaping from the TIE fighter in an asteroid field. In all, 20 stages slowly took shape over the next 2 years, and more than a dozen artists and programmers devoted their time to their vision. One reason for the success of Super Star Wars was the game pushed beyond what other developers thought was possible or practical. Led by Peter Ward, Ryan Ridge, and John Lund, the team at Sculptured Software goes even further in Super Empire. The realism of the asteroid stages comes in large part from the scaling of asteroid sprites. Since scaling takes lots of processing time, the conventional wisdom is that scaling sprites will slow a game dramatically. That isn't the case here. Empire uses several different sizes of sprites, and the scaling process simply enlarges a sprite until it reaches the next larger size. Then the larger sprite appears, and it in turn gets scaled even larger. The result is a smooth scaling effect with very detailed objects. It's both memory efficient and truly dramatic. Other technical wonders are found in the speeder stage, and when the X-Wing flies over the clouds, the sense of speed is imparted from splitting the screen and scrolling 2 different images on above the horizon. Scrolls conventionally left the right of the foreground below the horizontal is created from a topographical map using Mode 7. The map is tilted sideways, and the 3D textures look like surface features as it scrolls beneath you. In Empire, these maps also rise and fall, giving the illusion of passing over hills and valleys. Good night, Lemon. Have a great night. Using the Force beyond Star Wars. Impressive. Han in a carbonite is seen in the game just as in the movie. Top 20, here we go. For the Super Nintendo, number 1, Star Fox. Number 2, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Number 3, Street Fighter II: The World Warrior. Number 4, Super Mario Kart. Number 5, Mario Paint. Number 6, Street Fighter II Turbo. Number 7, Batman Returns. Number 8, Super Star Wars. Number 9, SimCity. Number 10, Spider-Man and the X-Men and Arceus Revenge. Number 11, NHLPA Hockey. Number 12, Super Mario World. Number 13, Final Fantasy II. 14, NCAA Basketball. 15, F-Zero. 16, Shadowrun. 17, Tecmo Super NBA. 18, TMNT 4, Turtles in Time. Number 19, Bulls vs. Blazers. Number 20, Battletoads and Battlemaniacs. And for the Game Boy, we have Super Mario Land 2, The 6 Golden Coins. Number 2, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Number 3, Super Mario Land. Number 4, Kirby's Dream Land. Number 5, Metroid 2, Return of Samus. Number 6, Tetris. Number 7, Dr. Mario. Number 8, Yoshi's Cookie. Number 9, Final Fantasy Adventure. Number 10, Faceball 2000. Number 11, The Ren and Stimpy Show. Number 12, Mega Man 3. Number 13, Battletoads. Number 14, Yoshi. Number 15, Final Fantasy Legend. Number 16, Mega Man 2. Number 17, F1 Race. Number 18, Final Fantasy Legend. Number 19, Golf. And number 20, TMNT 2, Back from the Sewers. And for the good old NES, still kicking in 1993, bless its heart, we have Legend of Zelda, number 1, for 60 months. Super Mario Bros. 3 for 47 months, number 2. Tecmo Super Bowl, number 3. Mega Man 4, number 4, the highest Mega Man in this case. Battletoads and Double Dragon, number 5. Final Fantasy, number 6. Yoshi's Cookie, number 7. Dr. Mario, number 8. Tecmo NBA Basketball, number 9. Battletoads, number 10. Number 11, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Number 12, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Number 13, Tetris. Number 14, Kirby's Adventure. Oh, that's a 5. Sorry. Mega Man 5 is number 4. Sorry. My mistake. Number 15, Metroid. Number 16, Super Mario Bros. 2. Number 17, Mega Man 4. Number 18, TMNT 3, The Manhattan Project. Number 19, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. And number 20, Mega Man 3. So there's your top 20 for SNES, Game Boy, and NES for September 1993. Hey, now you're playing with Power, Nintendo Power. Hello, Ouija. How's it going? Why wouldn't Kirby be top? I mean, Kirby's up there. He's in number 4 of Game Boy, and he's in NES. He's in number 14 on NES. That's good. Mega Man 4 is actually Mega Man 5 is number 4. Mega Man 4 is 17. I misspoke as Char corrected me. Speaking of NES games, we have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I don't know if this is my favorite indie. I think this might be my favorite indie movie. Either that or Raiders. Dun 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 dun. Mega Man 5 got that high back then. That isn't one of the top Mega Man S games. It's fine. It's fine. Have to go back. Oh, I'm sorry, Ouija. That sucks. Sorry. I understand. I gotta go back to work. I hate that feel. It feels so weird today. Mega Man 5 came out like a year before, so it makes sense. Yep. Mega Man 6 was not out yet. I don't think it would come out around the time of Mega Man X. And we have Cartoon Workshop. Another late NES game. I take Mega Man 3 and 6 over 5 and 2. Okay. Speaking of which, we should see Mega Man 6 a few issues long for a while. Yes! Yeah, we'll see Mega Man 6 and Mega Man X around 50 in the coming issues. You are correct, Ninja. Terminator 2, the movie. Super Mario All-Stars. These are now playing, by the way. Family Feud, Super Off-Road, the Baja. Yoshi Safari, Super Slapshot, the Seventh Saga. Some of the clues for Seven Saga. Some of the clues are not very helpful and can lead you to wasting time and resources. The text translation could have been better. At least Christmas break. Yes, man. I hate. Like, I gotta go back to work. I hate the feel of the last day of break. It sucks. Could be worse. Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo. Hit detection is a bit off, making some moves awkward and difficult. The top star status bar, although it can be turned off, other blocks the view of enemies at times. Final Fantasy Legend 3, Felix the Cat. Jurassic Park. Here we go. New Super Nintendo titles: Family Feud, Legends of the Rings, Rock'n'Roll Racing, Rocky Road and Seven Saga, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Off-Road, The Baja, Super Slapshot, Terminator, the movie, Wing Commander, Wizard of Oz, and Yoshi Safari. For NES, you have 2 games: Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade and Wayne's World. Game Boy, you have Felix the Cat, Final Fantasy Legend 3, 4-in-1 Fun Pack, Jurassic Park, and Pinball Dreams. Roadrunners, these are the challenges. Roadrunners, Death Valley Rally, what is the highest score you have at the end of the game? They're asking for these. ActRaiser, what is the lowest level you can finish the game at? Bart's Nightmare, what is your finishing grade on your report card? Paperboy, Felix the Cat, how high of a score can you rack up? McKees Rocks, PA, that's near where I used to live. In Pittsburgh. Anybody else? Upper Dart, I don't know where that's at. Nope. I don't see any other high scores from near where I was at the time. But yeah, mostly a Genesis guy. My first Mega Man game was Wily Wars, the one that has all 3 of the first Mega Man games. Oh yeah. Yeah, Wily Wars. Never played it, but I know of it. Wing Commander, I don't hate that game, but what disturbs me about it is basically if you lose, you are forced to witness the funeral of your own characters. That's dark. That's very dark, huh? Cool Spot, decent game. Lawnmower Man, never played it. World Heroes was not much of a fighting game. Not much of a fighting game fan. The Incredible Crash Dummies, I remember Vince and Larry. The Incredible Crash Dummies, but never played the game. I do have the NES game. I have the Super Nintendo game, I think. ActRaiser 2, I really like this game a lot. It's gorgeous graphics and sound. It's very fun. I find it fun. It's very frustrating at first, but you got to stick with it. But it's very rewarding. Inspector Gadget, it's okay. It's like, eh. Mario and Wario, we never end up getting. This was only in Japan, and we never got it. They say Mario and Wario from Nintendo is a Super NES action strategy game that has you in its roots in Lemmings. The idea is that Mario must wear a bucket and others makeshift helmets to protect himself from Wario, who buzzes and bombards the plumber. The problem is that Mario can't see where he's going. In this game, you play the part of Wanda, the flying sprite who steers Mario in the creator and creates blocks to allow him through the obstacles-ridden stages. My uncle is a big fan of World Heroes. Okay. Hey Chaz, look up Mega Man: The Sequel Wars. It's a fan game that aims to make 4, 5, and 6 WiiWare stars along with other awesome things. Cool. It's cool that people do that kind of stuff. Ultimate Ruins of Virtues 2 was also on SNES, and it honestly could have been better. Never played an Ultima game. Flintstones 2. That is Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. Ultima Ruins of Virtue. It's also on SNES. Okay, this is the Game Boy port. Lord British needs the Avatar to rescue missing nobles in the Game Boy sequel to last year's excellent adventure titles from FCI. This game contains all the adventure elements plus all well-designed mixture of animations, sceneries that tell the full tale of what happened to the other parts of the kingdom as you continue your quest Although there are always enemies to defeat in the caves and castles, the real challenge of this game is figuring out all the puzzles. There are more puzzles than Zelda games, and many of them are fiendishly clever. This Pack Watchers considers Runes 2 to be adventures gaming at its best. It's due later this year. I may actually have this one. Lemmings. That sounds like the 5th player mode in New Super Mario Brothers. Oh, you're talking about Mario and Wario? Yeah, never came here. Packwatch, we have Legend, Lester the Unlikely, Arcus Odyssey, which I think that came to Genesis, but not Super Nintendo. Ren and Stimpy, The Journey Home, which I don't know what that is. Hyper V-Ball, Battle Clash 2, T2 to the arcade game. And Rex Ronan. Future games, here we go. The only Ultimate games I played were basically Ultimate 3 on NES and Runes of Virtue 2 on Super Nintendo. And which one was the best out of those ones, Char? ActRaiser 2 coming out, Era the Acrobat, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. Tale is old as time, Beauty and the Beast, Bugs Bunny, Rabbids Rampage, Clay Fighters, Cliffhanger. God, I wanted Clay Fighters back then. Cool Spot, Daffy, and then I got it and I was like, Daffy Duck, The Marvin Missions, Family Feud, Incredible Crash Dummies, Inspector Gadget, Jurassic Park, The Lawnmower Man, Lord of the Rings, Mario and Wario, never came here, Mario, Mega Man X, Fall 93, Mortal Kombat, MPV Football, NFL Quarterback Club, NHL Stanley Cup, Obitus, Plock, there's a good one, Railroad Tycoon, Rocky Rodent, Secret of Mana, Fall 93, SimAnt, Star Trek The Next Generation, Engage, Super Empire Strikes Back, Heat 2 Judgment Day, Tecmo Super Bowl, TMNT Tournament Fighters, and World Heroes. That's Char's uncle's game. I'd take Ultimate 3 over Runes of Virtue 2 if I have to choose between the two. What about Quest of the Avatar? You know anything about that? Game Boy, Batman the Animated Series, Felix the Cat, Final Fantasy Legend 3, Lemmings, Mega Man 4, Mortal Kombat, Pinball Dreams, Tiny Toon Adventures 2, TMNT 3, Ultima Runes of Virtue 2. For NES, we have Battleship, Flintstones 2, Indiana Jones The Last Crusade, Mega Man 6, Star Trek The Next Generation, TMNT Tournament Fighters, and Wayne's World. Mega Man 6 is a fall release too, as well as Mega Man X is a fall release. Mega Man X, the original one, I'm not a big fan of that one. I take X3 over. Okay. X1 and 2 are the only ones I played. Next month, Mortal Kombat, Super Empire Strikes Back, Lemmings, and WWF King of the Ring. You can order back issues, player's guides, a t-shirt. Nintendo products are backed with service that goes way beyond. Local repair centers offer Nintendo brand technicians and genuine parts. Way convenient. Nintendo Consumer Service responds to all of your product needs way fast. Gameplay counselors give you tips that are way cool. Call 1-800-255-3700 for service that stays. I think this is still Nintendo's number. If we call them, we'll get Nintendo. Right now, give them a call. I remember I called this before. I think it's still Nintendo. One 800-255-3700.
Nintendo. Let's connect you to a specialist quickly. Let's get started.
Para asistencia en español, oprima el número 9.
Yeah, so it's still in service. Just can't get gameplay tips anymore. And that is a look at Nintendo Power issue 52 for the year of our Lord 1993, September 1993. And you see here, that is it. And we're going on to the next issue we are. This is Super Star Wars. The Empire Strikes Back is on the cover. You see Yoda with Luke in the back. Mortal Kombat Super NES and Game Boy. Mortal Monday's coming out. And this is Nintendo Power Volume 53 for October 1993. Let's call Nintendo and see what they're up to. So that's just their tech number now. They don't have... It's still the same number. They just don't have game counselors anymore. Gundam also had a good share of SNES games, as well as I'd recommend SD Gundam X and G, next as well as Gundam Wing Endless Duel. They got Luke's hair color wrong. He's supposed to be a blonde. Maybe it's not Luke. Maybe it's somebody else who was lost on... Maybe somebody else that Yoda's training. Maybe that guy that was Luke's friend. He's saying he's shooting Rolf rats and or something. So, have you ever seen Voltron, Char? Okay, so anyway, here we go. Volume number 53, let's go, October 1993. Have the same opening here, guy shouting in your face about getting Nintendo Power. You have the same ad for the distinctly redesigned SNES or NES for only $49.95 with RF video output, top loading, redesigned controller. And here we go, October 1993. Here's your games. Game Boy. 2 NES games. Still lots of Game Boy stuff. Here we go. Player's Pulse. This is always my favorite time. See what kids have to say. Here, we'll see. We have... So this is from Philip Vanover, Mesa, Arizona. 4 years ago, I began playing NES video games with my son Derek by working on games Zelda, Dragon Warrior, etc. Together helping each other, the lines of communication began to open between us. Now I find that we are not just father and son, we are friends as well. As a result of this, however, I now find myself totally hooked on Nintendo. It wasn't long before I had my own NES, then Game Boy, and finally Super NES. Enclosed is a photo of myself on my 41st birthday. My wife made the Mario shirt, and my cousin made the Mario cake, which I could not bring myself to cut. Philip J. Hanover, there he is right there with his Mario cake. Happy 41st birthday. Philip would now be, what is this, 1993? Let me do the math. 1 second. I'll do the math here. This is 2022. So 2022 minus 1993 is 29 plus 41. Philip would see 70 years old now. Happy 70th, Philip. More bakery action. So there's a whole cake they made. What's on the front of that cake? Oh, Street Fighter, okay. And somebody made an NES out of cake. That's cool. Here's another letter from Josh Dalbaca of Eden Prairie, North Minnesota. I would like to introduce myself to you as a great Nintendo player and fan. I am 12 years old and have been playing Nintendo for almost 5 years. So he's 1 year younger than me. He would be 42. And have been playing Nintendo for almost 5 years. This kid mimics me. I continue to get excited with each new game that I have a chance to try out. The games that I have a chance to try out, the games that I really enjoy, I usually have to save for a while to buy. My family collects rocks, minerals, and fossils, as the main hobby of our lives. I earned the money to buy my first Nintendo system by collecting dinosaur gastroliths in Wyoming and selling them to others who were also interested in fossils and rocks. I later sold my NES to add to my savings to buy my Super Nintendo. I now play on that. I would someday like to buy a Game Boy, along with a series of games to play while we take our extended drives to other states on our rock collecting trips. Josh Dabaka, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Or Montana, I'm sorry. Philip is now an old man. Hey, Brian, what's his full name? I gave it there. I don't want to give it again. Dinosaur gastrolith. That's gastroliths. We probably shouldn't get into that lengthy discussion about what they actually are, but we think it's pretty cool that you use dinosaur-related materials to buy your games. It's pretty cool. Most people go for a paper route or mowing lawns and so forth. But dinosaurs, wow. Is there anyone else out there who used prehistoric materials in order to purchase their Nintendo games? Maybe. Possibly. Here we go. Why won't subscribers be receiving the Mario Paint Player's Guide for free? Getting top secret passwords player's guides was great. And that is Sean Brown, Paramus, New Jersey. And they respond by saying, well, Steve, not Sean, sorry. Well, Steve, the Passwords Player Guide was created as a great kickoff for the Super Power Club, the cards that they have in here. We're glad you liked it. However, it's very costly to produce and mail a player's guide, especially those for large numbers of subscribers that we have. I'll say consideration was that the number of subscribers who own Mario Paint isn't enough to justify sending a guide to every single subscriber. We were confident that everyone could get some use out of the Passwords Guide, though. We're quite proud of the work that went into putting the Mario Paint Guide together. It's a great value, and it will surely help Mario pointers to see just as what can be done with this entertaining program. Official Star Fox competition. The reaction that Trevor Petersma, the lucky winner of the Super Star Fox weekend competition, had when he was informed that he had won this grand prize was one of disbelief. When Nintendo called to tell me that I won, I didn't think it was for real, said Trevor. I thought someone was playing a joke. To go along with the largest initial worldwide shipment of any single video game, 1.7 million cartridges of Super Star Fox weekend competition was held at a more than 1,500 retail locations from Alaska to Florida and everywhere in between. As the grand prize winner, Trevor had the choice of taking his family on an all-expense-paid trip from their home in Garland, Texas to one of 4 fantastic international locations or bagging a $15,000 cash prize. Prudentially, he opted to claim the cash prize. Screw you, family. I'm taking the money. The winner of the competition from each retail location was entered into the random grand prize drawing. Trevor was lucky enough to be drawn as the winner. Congratulations. Congratulations, Trevor. Gail Tilden writes, almost every month we have a battle trying to determine which one of our review games is going to appear on the cover of the magazine. Not surprisingly, we are battling it out again this month. Here are the contestants: Super Empire Strikes Back, Mortal Kombat, Cool Spot, and Plock. Alone, any of these games would be easily Alone, any of these games would be easily qualified to cover material, but when we throw them all together in a single issue, things get tricky. And it's not so easy deciding what decision comes down to the evaluation score of the game receives and what game we feel will appeal to the greatest amount of readers. Super Empire Strikes Back gets the nod this month. The fact that JVC bought me an X-Wing had nothing to do with our cover decision. Kaduse, hello, let's get it. The Nintendo Power is the best of the hour. Welcome, Kaduse. We're looking at Nintendo Power Volume 53 for October, Year of Our Lord, 1993. Super Empire Strikes Back is on the cover, and here is the Super Empire Strikes Back preview of the game in Nintendo Power Volume 53 for September 1993, or October 1993. The Hoth stage. Inside there's that thing that Luke's hanging upside down. He has to fight it. There's the Tauntaun. Rebel base. Dagobah. Cloud City. Mortal Kombat. A dangerous conflict. They're talking about Mortal Kombat. It gets kids up to date, but I think kids know about this game from the arcades. It's getting ready to be released by Sculptured Software, published by Acclaim. Mortal Monday coming in September, I think it was. I think my friend talked me into getting this game. I had no interest in getting it, but I caught into the hype. I was disappointed in it. I should have got another game. I could have got a better game with my money. I don't know why I asked for this game. Peer pressure, I guess. Don't have friends peer pressure you into stuff you don't want to do. Mortal Kombat's a reminder of me to do that. Bomberman. Super Bomberman, sorry. My mistake. For the Super Nintendo. Which game did they talk about? Mortal Kombat? Super Bomberman. Never got into Bomberman games. Pluck. Now here's a good game. Hard as heck. Yeah, the Genesis had the graphics. It looked and sounded worse, but it played better. And had, you know, the full blood and fatalities. I don't know if the 6-button controller was out at the time or not. Yeah, it would have been because of Street Fighter. Pluck. Funky music. The soundtrack of this game is awesome. Gets really tough, though. You're this guy who, like, throws his limbs and you have to get them back from a coat hanger if you lose them. It's weird. What's the cover? What's the poster here? Ah, I had this one on my wall. Got Secret of Mana. Coming soon to your Super NES from Square. Kind of cool. Of course, there's no dragon like that in the game. The dragon looks different. It's like a flamey. It's a white dragon, like Falcor almost. Nestor's Adventure. Cool Spot. There you go. Cool Spot. Played the Genesis version. I'm assuming the SNES is similar, but probably cropped because it was lower resolution or something. It's a heck of a stage design. Pack Attack. Guess it's a puzzle game. Wing Commander. That's what Char was talking about, where you go to the funeral of your teammates. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Hyper Speed. Set it up to like 10 stars. Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. Extra Toads and Continues. Brawl Brothers, a sequel to Rival Turf. The prequel to Peacekeepers. Yoshi's Cookie. The game that Turbo got me for NES. Complete copy. No, wait. Did he give me Yoshi's Cookie? Yeah, he did. Tough Enough. Super Mario Kart. Hudson Adventure Island 2, which is like Adventure Island 3? Or Adventure Island 1 or something. I forget, they're like 1 or 2 behind on the Game Boy ports. Widget. Bubsy. Stage Selects. Oh. The Lost Vikings. Yoshi's Cookie. Bob. Krusty's Funhouse. Sen Intergalactic Ninja. Star Fox comic. Here Comes the Sun. Instead of S-U-N-S-O-N. This must be their final assault on Venom. I'm taking it. Oh, this is a flashback issue, I guess. Who's that girl? Huh. Mortal Kombat on Game Boy. If you had a Game Boy, there you go. You got Mortal Kombat on the go. 6 characters instead of 8. I think there was 8 in Mortal Kombat. They cut some characters, is what I was getting at. Sports Illustrated Championship Football and Baseball. Jurassic Park for Game Boy. A lot of these Game Boy games I didn't know about. No, I just forget where the plot was. I'd be reading, it wouldn't make any sense. Just looking at the pictures, so I didn't really feel like reading them. King of the Ring. Grappling with your Game Boy. There's Brett the Hitman Hart. Lemmings on Game Boy? Yeah, I knew that was there. Shadowrun. The Lost Vikings. How do I make it through level 33? Fire and Ice is equal to Solomon's Key. The new NES. Why mess with perfection? Having sold over 30 million units since its introduction in 1985, the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, is the most popular video game system in history. So you might wonder why Nintendo decided to redesign its Nintendo. Redesign it. Nintendo wanted to create an 8-bit configuration for the first 8-bit configuration for the first time video gamers that would also have the entry level cost. Another reason was to make it easy for players to make use of the vast library of NES titles. At present, there are more than 700 NES games. You may find it surprising, but not everyone has played many of the classic games like Castlevania, Double Dragon, Dragon Warrior, and dozens of other games that are just as challenging and fun as many 16-bit games. The new suggested retail price of $49.95 should make it easy for players to experience the classic NES. A new look. The old box-shaped NES was designed in 1984 by Lance Barr, Nintendo of America's design engineer. At the time, the mission was to create a simple, clean-lined control deck. This time around, Lance began fooling around with a trot deck that looked like Mario's head. The final design, though, was sleek and sophisticated, like a sports car. The most obvious change is that the game pack manually loads into the top. The new controller makes use of the angled buttons like the Super NES controller and rounded, easy-to-grip shape. New look and narrow profile of the NES makes it an attractive companion to the Super NES. Internal changes. The insides of the new NES also changed. A more consolidated circuit board makes the unit simpler to assemble and repair. Gone are the AV outputs and a number of components that have been combined into a single custom chip. The central processing unit and picture processing unit, the real brains and brawn of the NES, remain unchanged. Another noticeable change is the absence of the port in the bottom of the unit. Lance Barr, the Nintendo designer who created the new look for the NES, as well as the original NES, wanted to simplify the system in many obvious ways. One of the changes is in the way that you load the game pack. In the original NES control deck, the spring-loaded mechanism that popped down to lock in the game packs was expensive and could wear out with extended use or misuse. The new push and pull out formula eliminates those problems. Benefits of the change. For less than the cost of most Super NES games, you can enter the world of Zelda or Mario or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Although the lion's share of game developers these days is for Super NES, many licenses continue to support the NES titles. Check out this list of upcoming games for the rest of 1993. Even more important, new video games is the amount of games already available for the NES. This unmatched library contains action, adventure, sports, puzzles, RPGs, and edutainment titles. New and future NES titles. Indiana Jones The Last Crusade, Star Trek The Next Generation, Ren and Stimpy Show, Mega Man 6, TMNT Tournament Fighters, The Flintstones, The Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. And then you have all your classic games as well. And that was pretty cool. Battleship for Game Boy. Flintstones, Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. Very late. This is 1993 here. Mega Man 6 would come out after this too. So these are very late NES games. Here we go, top 20. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past is still number 1. Star Fox is number 2. Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior, number 3. Super Mario Kart, number 4. And Royal Rumble, number 5. Rounding out the top 10 in Final Fantasy 2, Mario Paint, Shadowrun, Mario's Missing, Super Mario World. For the Game Boy, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, continues to be at number 1. Super Mario Land number 2, Kirby's Dream Land moved up to number 3 from 4. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening dropped to number 4. Metroid 2 remains hot at number 5. Tetris number 6, Dr. Mario number 7, Yoshi's Cookie number 8, Final Fantasy Adventure number 9, or Sakata Sensu, Final Fantasy Legend number 10. For the NES, you have Super Mario Bros. 3 taking over the spot of number 1 from Legend of Zelda. Kirby's Adventure rounds out at number 3 for the top 3. Final Fantasy number 4, Mega Man 5 moves down from number 4 to number 5. Metroid number 6, Tecmo Super Boy number 7. Zelda 2 moved up to number 8. Battletoads Double Dragon The Ultimate Team Up number 9. And Tecmo NBA Basketball number 10. Dragon Warrior 4, that's up there at number 12. Good job, guys. Super Mario Bros. 2 number 13. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 14. And the last game, number 20, is Mega Man 4. Kirby, come on, Kirby, get up there. He's moving. He's moving up there. He's in the top 3. The brand new arcade game, Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers. Grand prize, you can win that. 10 winners get Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You see, I did not enter. Mortal Kombat. 4 of the finishing moves are not identical to the arcade game, but that can also be positive if you want a new challenge. The one-player game is pretty easy unless you set the difficulty very hard. Hello, Melissa. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Plock. Not all stages are equally innovative or fun. Super graphics music. Plock is full of energy. Some innovations to the gameplay. Password system lets players skip to the best stages. Packwatch, look at the future of games. A look into the games of the future. Jurassic Park, TMNT Tournament Fighters, Jurassic Park, Super Tecmo Bowl. These are all Super Nintendo games. Top Gear 2, Sidekick Soccer, Genghis Khan 2, Star Trek The Next Generation, NFL Quarterback Club, DuckTales 2. Whereas your Packwatch reviewers are always greedy for new games, they can't match the adventure of Uncle Scrooge of DuckTales fame. Capcom's new DuckTales 2 for Game Boy may be virtually the same game as the NES title, but it's fun and full of surprises for players who haven't played the NES game. The treasure hunt this time takes Uncle Scrooge to Scotland, Bermuda, Egypt, Niagara Falls, and the lost continent of Mu. Scrooge bounces on his golf club. It's not a golf club, it's a cane, and manipulates all sorts of items from cannons to levers. Scrooge's nephews and other DuckTales characters pop up from time to time to give the old quack useful advice. Good morning, Soren. How are you? Packwatch update, NFL Quarterback Club. Oh, here we go. Featuring the new technology will be appeared in 1994. The new video game machine, currently called Project Reality, makes use of Silicon Graphics Advanced MIPS RISC microprocessors, which are more than 100 megahertz and will be compatible with HD TV. Silicon Graphics workstations are best known for the use of the creation of superior 3D animations such as the movie The Dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So that could be the earliest. The biggest announcement this year hits the video games industry recently when Nintendo announced the development of an advanced 64-bit video game system with Silicon Graphics, makers of the world's best 3D. So this is 1993. They announced partnership with Silicon Graphics. So the N64 was in development as early as 93. Project Reality. Interesting. Terminator 2, Young Merlin, RoboCop, Captain America from Mindscape, Arcus Odyssey came to the Genesis, but not the Super Nintendo. Pink Goes Hollywood, Jungle Book, Sky Blazer, joystick, programmable joystick, and dual turbo. I remember seeing these wireless controllers. I'm doing good. Soren. How are you? Yeah, the Ultra 64. This is issue number 53 of Nintendo Power for October 1993. So you get talk of the Ultra 64 in 1993. Goes to tell you how early Nintendo works on the next systems, you know? Sky Blazer, Asterix, programmable joystick, Young Merlin. Coming next issue, The Secret of Mana. I can see that cover in my head right now. Soren, Lemon's going to want to stick around for the Secret of Mana issue, I know. Ultima, Ruins of Virtue. That is what... the RPG we were talking about earlier. Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo. Okay, we perfected video games with the current tech. What should we do next? Create a third dimension for space games. Oh, she is sleeping. No, don't wake her up. I'm not going to do that one tonight, so don't worry. Player's Guide is your... Oh, here's Player's Guides you can get. And that's it for Nintendo Power Volume 53 for October 1993. A look back. Yoda or Super Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back was on the front. Talk about the Ultra 64. We had a Star Fox comic. We had an issue about the redesign of the NES. Some very late NES games. Dinosaurs Peak and Mega Man 6 is coming out. And a look at games coming out in the future. You have Mega Man X coming out and ActRaiser 2. Mortal Kombat's about to get bigger than it already is. But yeah, that's it. Hey, Doctor Who, how's it going? I will not tell her so you can surprise her now. Okay, thank you. I'll try to do another one of these sometime. Maybe I'll do one every other week or something. It's good to get back to these. I do like looking at these. It's a good trip down memory lane. I want to thank you all for joining me. Soren, Ninja, Lemon, Doctor Who, Sardafron for a little bit. Char was here. Melissa was here. And thank you all for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening. And I'll see you again soon.